Hello and welcome to Toad Rolls Dice, where we finally have some more Middle-earth strategy battle game narrative scenarios, this time with Return of the King. So we're going to run through this one. There's 3 scenarios. It's the 3 obvious ones, but there is some fun little additions, certainly for the last one as I've had a quick skim. So we'll run through this very quickly. Big sad today, there is no new King LSR model revealed. Well, I haven't read the article, but in the pictures, there's no new King LSR model revealed. I am sad. King LSR needs that royal treatment. He needs to look incredible, and having a 23-year-old model for the character the book is named on, now would have been the perfect time to reveal one. But hey ho, that's it. That's a me problem, 100%. I don't think anybody else wants a King LSR model as much as I do. Anywhere near as much as I do. So now we've got that sadness out of the way, how about we look at the positive? New Middle-earth content. The narrative play in Middle-earth. Join the final battle. Again, I'll caveat this, they are covering all of the films. They've already stated that, and they state that again in this article. So we will be getting The Hobbit in the future, but this is obviously the climactic conclusion of Lord of the Rings. We're back once again with some more enthralling narrative scenarios for the Middle-earth strategy battle game. This time with a conclusion to the epic trilogy with Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. It's time to muster your forces for the greatest battle of our time. The board is set, and the pieces are moving. There are so many cool, nothing quite like Helm's Deep for me, but there are so many cool battles. Pelennor Fields and the Black Gate are the 2 good side armies that I want to build. That's where I want to focus my building, and that's, if you've seen my video about the ranges that I picked up, they're going to build into that Pelennor Fields idea, Grey Company and all that side of things. So this is hopefully going to get me primed for that. The narrative scenarios are the lifeblood of the Middle-earth strategy battle game, allowing players to recreate iconic scenes from the films and the books with their collections. It's a great way to feel part of the story, trying either to faithfully recreate the events or change the course of history. We've been releasing narrative scenario PDFs for all of the movies, and this week we finished the original trilogy with The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. This download comprises 3 narrative scenarios capturing some of the most exciting scenes from the climactic movie. Play through the desperate final defense of Osgiliath as Faramir tries to prevent Gothmog's horde from overrunning the city. Recreate the epic battle of the Pelennor Fields in this huge scenario befitting of the grandeur of the greatest battle in the Third Age. And gather your strength at the Black Gate in a final bid to buy Frodo enough time to destroy the One Ring and defeat Sauron for good. See there, that's the old Aragorn model. It's so sad, but that Mordor cave troll, chieftain, whatever he is now, is perfect. I love everything about him. I really want that model. Each narrative scenario lists the miniatures you'll need to play, gives guidance on how to lay out your board, and provides special rules to adapt to the gameplay and help make the battle feel just like the scenes you see on screen. Will you join the free peoples of Middle-earth in their final acts of defiance against the Dark Lord, or will you side with Sauron and unleash the full fury of his hordes upon those who oppose him? More narrative scenario PDFs will be coming soon, so make sure to keep your eyes on the Warhammer community website the next few weeks, as we will be moving on to the next trilogy, starting with The Hobbit and Unexpected Journey. So we're obviously going to get 9 scenarios from The Hobbit. It's not necessarily a bad thing. The Hobbit movies, they're not the best. They're not terrible. I don't think they're terrible. They don't flow quite as well as the book does, but the book is incredible. So absolutely we'll have a look at those, but as you guys already know, it's The Lord of the Rings that really pulled me into this. That's where my love lies. Let's take a look at these 3 scenarios. So we will start with Escape from Osgiliath. Participants: Faramir, Madril, Damrod, all expected, 12 warriors of Minas Tirith, 4 shield and spear, 4 bow, and 12 rangers, 4 spear, 8 with no additional equipment. And they are deployed dead center within 6 inches of each other, dead center of the board, so very tightly confined. And Evil, which is deployed basically left or right side, wherever you want, within 12 inches of each board edge. You've got Gothmog's Enforcer, Guritz, 24 Morannon Orcs with 6 shield, 6 spear and shield, and 6 with no equipment, and 1 Mordor Troll. Layout you can see there, you can see the starting positions. That's heavily weighted, as it should be, heavily weighted against Faramir and his cohort. So objectives: forces of Gondor must escape Osgiliath if they are to survive the Orc onslaught. Objectives: the game lasts until the end of a turn where there are no good models left on the board. The good side wins if at least 33% of their models, 9, can escape the board via the western edge. The evil player wins if they can prevent this. So you need to push through an evil deployment zone. Special rules: Faramir. If Faramir manages to escape the board via the western board edge, the best result the evil player can achieve is a draw. If Faramir is slain, the best result the good player can achieve is a draw. Boards without end: at the start of each of the evil player's activation phases, they may roll a d6 for each evil warrior with the exception of the Mordor troll that has previously been slain. On a 4-up, that model may enter play from either of the points marked on the map via the rules for reinforcements. So that's north and south. Nazgul: at the start of each move phase, the enemy player may select a single good warrior and roll a d6. On a 3-up, the chosen warrior becomes paralyzed by fear and may not activate this turn. Additionally, they may still fight if engaged in combat. However, their fight value will be reduced to 1 for the duration of the turn. Some pretty nice rules there, and obviously it is heavily weighted on the evil side. But that sounds like a fun desperate escape scenario. I quite like that. Pelennor Fields. This is the big one. So you have Mordor in the centre this time, and then the Dead of Dunharrow on the western side, and then the Rohirrim coming in from the eastern side. So participants for Gondor, we have Gandalf the White on Shadowfax with Pippin, Irolas, 24 warriors of Minas Tirith, 8 shield and spear, 8 bow, 6 citadel guard with 3 spear and 3 with longbow. Rohan obviously has Theoden leading the charge. Eomer, these are all mounted models by the way. So Theoden, Eomer, Eowyn with Merry, Gamling with the standard, and then 24 riders of Rohan, 8 throwing spear and 16 with no additional equipment. So the 33% rule. And the Dead of Dunharrow have Aragorn Strider with Andwyl and an Elven Cloak, Legolas, Gimli, both with Elven Cloaks as you'd expect, King of the Dead, 2 Heralds of the Dead, and 20 Warriors of the Dead, 10 with shield, 10 with spear. That's a lot of Warriors of the Dead. Mordor has the Witch King of Angmar with 3 attacks, 3 might, 18 will and 3 fate, and the Crown of Morgul on an armoured Fellbeast. Gothmog's Enforcer, Guritz, the War Mummock leader with 12 crew, 1 Haradrim chieftain with bow, 1 Easterling captain, 48 Morannon orcs, 12 shield, 12 spear, 12 shield and spear and 12 with no additional equipment, 2 Mordor trolls, 2 War Mummocks, each with 12 crew, 12 Haradrim warriors, 6 spear, 6 bows, 10 Easterling warriors, 4 with shield, 2 with halberd and shield, 4 with bow. So quite a good mix for both our, good and evil participants there. The layout is you can see there. Objectives. Heroes of the West. There are 7 key good hero models on the battlefield. Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli, Gandalf, Theoden, Eomer, and Eowyn, not counting the hobbits. Oh, that's sad. If at the end of the game more of these heroes are alive than dead, good claims this objective. If at the end of the game more of these heroes are dead than alive, evil claims the objective. Servants of the Dark Lord is the exact opposite, so there are 7 key evil heroes: the Witch King, Gothmog, Guritz, Gothmog's Enforcer, the War Mummock leader, the Harad chieftain, and the Easterling captain. If more of those are alive than dead, then evil wins that objective point, vice versa. Good takes it if they kill more evil heroes. The Mumakil. There are 3 Mumakil on the battlefield. If all Mumakil is slain, good claims the objective. If at least 1 Mummock is left alive, evil claims the objective. The Gates of Minas Tirith. At the end of the game, whichever side has the most models within 12 inches of the Gates of Minas Tirith gains the objective. Okay, I'm just trying to... You're just going to push towards the gates and have a huge fight. Maybe use the Mummocks to try and slow down the good forces and just try and, as the evil player, hold the gates because you're closest to the gates and see, okay, cool. The Pelennor, there are 4 objective markers on the battlefield placed around the edge of the evil deployment. At the end of the game, whichever side controls the most objective points claims this objective. An objective marker is considered to be controlled by whichever side has the most models within 3 inches of it, so now you're really stretching your forces out. Yeah, there's some nice objectives there. Special rules: charge of the Rohirrim. Any Rohan model that charged during the move phase may declare free heroic combat in the ensuing fight phase. This may be done by both hero and warrior models. Oof. Nice. The War Beasts of Harad. At the end of the evil player's second activation phase, the Mumakil will move onto the battlefield via the southern board edge, so they act as big, chunky reinforcements. Nice. The Witch King. At the end of the evil player's fourth activation phase, the Witch King will move onto the battlefield via the northern board edge, so it comes in from Minas Tirith. Yeah, I like that. I suppose it's going to make... You're not going to start with the Witch King as the evil player, but you have the numbers at that point, and then the Mumakil coming in. End of the fourth turn activation, you can bring in the Witch King, and then that's a real beatstick. That's a real threat to bring in mid-game, late game. And then finally, defend the White City. At the end of the good player's sixth activation phase, the Gondor force will move onto the battlefield via the gates of Minas Tirith. So as the good player, you're starting with the dead at Dunharrow, with the remaining, well, the 3 hunters, I suppose it is. And then the Rohirrim contingent pushing into all of these orcs here, orcs and men of evil. And then the Witch King will come in 2 activation phases later by the Gondor. So everybody's getting reinforcements at different times, which is really going to hopefully give you that push and pull effect of who holds objectives, who's near the gate. Yeah, okay. This sounds like a really fun one. This probably is an older scenario that they've just tweaked, but I like this. And then finally, the end of all things. So this is to basically bring in the climactic battle at the Black Gate. And also you get a little separate board with Frodo and Sam. So the participants, good, Frodo Baggins and Samwise, who has Sting, Aragorn, King Elisar, Gandalf the White, Legolas, Gimli, Merry and Pippin in their Rohan and Gondor models respectively. Eomer, 25 warriors of Minas Tirith, 8 shield and spear, 8 bow and 1 with banner, and 25 warriors of Rohan, 8 shield and throwing spears, 8 bow and 1 banner. Nobody is mounted, which fits how it was depicted in the film. Evil side, 1 Mordor troll chieftain, the mouth of Sauron on an armoured horse, Gollum, 3 Morannon Orc captains with shield, 50 Morannon Orc warriors, 12 shield, 12 spear, 12 spear and shield, 12 no additional equipment and 2 banners. Lots of bodies. I mean, combined, a lot of bodies on there. That's got, that is over 100 models, isn't it? That's just 100 warriors. And then you've got your heroes on top. So Frodo and Sam will start on their own little board edge with Gollum, and then all the other evil models and all the other good models are deployed on the board as you can see it. Objectives: Frodo must destroy the ring, and must do so quickly or his friends will perish. The game lasts until either Frodo has destroyed the ring, is taken over by the ring, or is slain. The good player wins if the ring is destroyed. The evil player wins if Frodo is either slain or taken over by the ring. Additionally, if all the good hero models at the Black Gate are slain, the best result the good player can achieve is a draw. So there is a lot at stake, as you'd expect. We also have a load of special rules. Not here, not so close to the eye. Frodo may not put the ring on in this scenario. The power of the ring. At the start of each turn, before priority is rolled, the evil player may use one of the following powers to try and slow Frodo down and corrupt him. To use one of these powers, the evil player declares which power they wish to use and rolls a d6. If the score is equal to or higher than the score required, they may use the power. So exhaustion on a 3-up. During the turn that this power is in effect, Frodo must take a courage test for every inch he wishes to move. If Frodo fails any of the courage tests, he collapses and is immediately prone. Sam may carry Frodo as a heavy object. Corruption on a 4+. Frodo begins the game with 6 resistant points. These are unique to this scenario. When this power is used, the evil player rolls a d6 and compares it to the number of resistant points Frodo has remaining. If the result is equal to or higher than Frodo's current resistant points, Frodo immediately loses 1 resistant point. If Frodo's resistant points are reduced to 0, then he has been taken over by the ring and the game ends. Oh, more stress. And then finally, the lure of the ring on a 5-up. The ring provokes Gollum to attack and he is placed in base contact with the ring bearer. They will fight as normal during the fight phase before Gollum disappears back into hiding. If Gollum is ever slain, this power can no longer be used. Destroying the ring. To destroy the ring, Frodo must move to base contact with the edge of the precipice over the lava. Frodo will then enter a battle of wills with the ring. Both players roll a d6, re-rolling any ties. and compare results. If the good player wins this roll 3 times in a row, the ring is destroyed. If the evil player wins the roll 3 times in a row, the ring corrupts Frodo and the game ends. Frodo may use might to influence these rolls, so save Frodo's might. Gandalf's staff. Gandalf does not have his staff of power and therefore does not gain a free will point each turn, completely fitting the film. Teeming hordes. Each time a Mordor orc model is slain, keep it to one side. At the end of each evil activation phase, the evil player may move any models kept aside in this manner onto the board from the Black Gate via the rules for reinforcements. Stand your ground. Good models may not willingly move more than 12 inches away from the centre of the Black Gate board. Greatest of the Trolls. The Mordor Troll Chieftain gains the Fearless special rule and has an additional Might, Will and Fate. I think that scenario sounds excellent, and I think there's a lot of special rules. And there's probably quite a bit of admin to do while you're playing on top of the normal. But honestly, I think that sounds excellent. I think all 3 of these scenarios sound great. I think that there's a lot of fun to be had here. I love the idea of the Desperate Breakout. That's always been one of my favourites. And I think they've done well. I think narratively, with the special rules and the characters that they're using, they have really captured how each of these would feel. I love that it comes down to a dice roll. Basically, Frodo is I suppose he is exhausted with the fight of the ring over so many years, that he is just struggling, and it is sheer luck and might, if you still have it, that will help you win the day. And everything else, nothing else matters. Yeah, that sounds great. I think these scenarios sound really cool, and if I had all of the models, I'd love to try them out. Maybe down the line it's something that we can do. I would like to test these out for the channel. I'm really struggling to get stuff set up for battle reports and things at the minute, but hopefully this year, I know I keep moving the goalposts, I'm really sorry, but I am trying to do this off my own back, just me doing it, and I'm funding everything myself, so I'm limited in what I can do. But I would absolutely love to have a big board set up with the Black Gate or the Gates of Minas Tirith, and oh, this would be so cool. This is like a dream come true kind of battle report. I think these sound good, but let me know what you think, because sometimes they don't quite nail these scenarios. I think they have with this. Obviously, let me know what you think in the comments, and if you'll be testing any of these scenarios out yourselves. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.